Hello and welcome to another Wargame Red Dragon video with me, Bubblebox, and today we're continuing with the Bubble and Silver Do deck series with actually a 4v4. We're joined by Kadafi and EinBaum today, and we're playing against Canlord Hadek, Manjin Kai, Chaos and Man Bear Pig. I'm doing the British deck and Silveraptor's doing the American deck as we did in the 2v2, and I will be putting a link here to the deck building videos, and also there'll be in the description with this video there'll be a copy of the code for both the decks, so you can copy and paste them into your game if you want to play these decks as well. Now I'm going up the left hand side. I'm going to secure golf and push my armoured units up towards hotel and just see how far I can get before we bang into the enemy really, but I'm not going to push it too much. I'm just going to secure this area and then build up and push forward. I'm bringing in a ferret for recon, one challenger 2 tank, a big tank worth a lot of points, so it needs to be defended quite well, but we'll be able to take on anything it comes across, and 4 stormers in groups of 2 to take on any helicopters, aircraft or armor pushes they might do themselves. And I've got my links, my infantry in my links for the command for golf, and I've got a fob there to resupply any damaged units really. Silveraptor is actually starting off just over on this side, and he's bringing in at the start a couple of those super cobras which are really good against. They've got anti-tank weapons, they've got anti-air weapons, they've got a Vulcan gun, and he's going to be using these, and spotting for him will be his OH Kiowa with its 4 Hellfire missiles, so that will be able to do some damage if they spot anything as well. And he's leaving a Humvee back in Alpha Base, and he's also kindly leaving another Humvee back in Foxtrot's base, so I can spend a few more units on my tanks. Kadafi, we'll have a quick look at the other people playing as well. Kadafi, he's putting a command, well basically he's heading towards Echo. He's doing a little bit of a airborne assault. He's got some Celtics here for to take down any choppers that they might come across, with a spotting Gazelle cannon recon as well, and looks like he's sending forward a mixture of infantry, some rifle infantry, anti-air infantry, ATGMs and some recon, so a nice little mixture of units there for Kadafi. And EinBaum on the far right hand side, he's taking forward, he's got a French deck I think, yeah, he's got a recon chopper, he's got a bunch of infantry, I'm not sure which type, he's got some infantry in a VAB, some Rolands, some AMX tanks as well, which do nicely against infantry and lightly armoured trucks, and he's heading off up to Bravo, and they're going to push, I assume, towards India. So let's get the game going and see what happens. Go back to my perspective. EinBaum's also going to be capturing Charlie eventually as well when he gets into the command in. So it takes me a little bit of time to get over to hotel. I'm not doing this with choppers or anything. I'm doing a full armoured assault in this game, showing off the British armour and the British sort of AA that goes up with the armour into hotel, so it take a little time. But the first battles are in the middle here, and the first thing that's spotted is an Mi-25, and you can see EinBaum spotted it with his chopper, and then Silveraptor immediately shoots with his Super Cobras. Have got 2 AA missiles and take that chopper down straight away. So it's first blood for the Super Cobra of Silveraptor, and you can see all these very cheap armoured trucks coming down the road here, full of infantry no doubt, towards Lima. Kadafi pulls back his Celtics and his cannon, because in case they've got flak with them of course, and manages to unload all of his infantry into these buildings here awaiting the enemy units. In the meantime, Silveraptor has got his Super Cobra into ATGM range now, so it's able to unleash its TOW2 missiles, spotting for it this OH Kiowa and the Aliquette of EinBaum. Now Kadafi pushes forward his 3 Pumas that have unloaded their infantry into Echo. They do get shot down, but they manage to sort of do, well, they didn't do too much damage, but at least they let us know that they put units into the trees, etc. On my side, all I spot is this Mi-25. I'm assuming they've dropped a bunch of infantry. Now, Silveraptor is up there with his Black Hawk. He's got to be careful, this Mi-28 with his autocannon. Will probably shoot down that Black Hawk. And I'm slowly but surely bringing forward my units. Meanwhile, Silveraptor's OH Kiowa and the Super Cobra are doing a fantastic job here. This is down to 2 TOW missos, and the Kiowa is using its nice Hellfire missiles just to really slow down and take out these cheap tanks of the enemy. And then Kadafi's ATGM units in this building are adding to the assault by these units of Silveraptor. Now, his units are now out of ammo. They've done a fantastic job, so they're going to return to the fob for a refill. In the meantime, EinBaum on the right hand side has managed to get as far as India and has unloaded all of his infantry. I'm not sure what happened to... Oh, he's still got his trucks. I'm not sure. Yeah, he's got his 3 VABs there that are moving forward. They've got their auto cannon, and you can see the enemy have got a bunch of infantry in here. Just his VABs might get taken out there with their sort of rockets, the short fire. He doesn't immediately. Michaels then back gets his chasseurs into position. These chasseurs really nice at short range attacking. So he needs to get them into the buildings to try and do some damage to these tanker chasseurs. In the meantime, they're still coming forward in the middle. I haven't really encountered a lot. I am assuming they've got units in here. You can see Silveraptor's Black Hawk did get shot down by the Mi-28. They then pulled back that Mi-28. I'm just getting my ferret into a position where it can see and getting my challengers in this tree line, and then I'll push them forward a bit further. But not too much happening on my side. All the action is in the middle at the moment, and with EinBaum over on the right hand side here, they've got a bunch of motor strelky and tanker chasseurs which do complement each other really nicely. As a fighting infantry force, and you can see it is doing quite a lot of damage to these chasseurs, even though these chasseurs are quite good at close quarters combat. But they've got some support here. You can see these motor strelky from these things here, but it brings forward its AMX with its autocannon and its main gun, which should do for these ZSDs. He's also getting his units in there. He's got a Super Cobra from the other Super Cobra from Silveraptor also coming up to help, taking out these armoured trucks, being spotted again with EinBaum's Aliquet. So some nice sort of team play there between the two of those, some spotting and then some shooting going on. Although the enemy's still got a bunch of units in there, and EinBaum does warn Silveraptor that there's 4 Iglas in there so as not to get his Super Cobra too close, and he manages to pull them back. On the meantime, on the left hand side, I've got my ferret into position spotting. A Stormer spots a unit up there. I didn't show it on the video, but I lost one of my Stormers when pushing up because they did have a couple of cheap tanks. Although we did destroy the cheap tanks, they did manage to take out one of my Stormers. But I've got these kind of into position, and I bring up a warrior command, this nice warrior command with its little Radan gun, and I'm going to put that in this little tree line here so we get us an extra 4 points each turn. There's a little unit in there spotted by EinBaum's VAB, should take that out fairly easily. It's just, it's not a recon, it's some infantry that managed to push that far forward. But hopefully these VABs can do the trick. In the meantime, there's some more tanks coming down on the left hand side. Managed to take out one of those T-62s. These ferrets, the swing fire missiles, really nice. And Challenger, I just get that forward a little bit just so they can't get anything else in and across there, and probably not get anything else across the bridge. Now Manjin Kai leaves at this point. I'm not sure which side he was on. But EinBaum on the right is still having a bit of a battle for this little town in India, and we're still kind of, I'm still building up. I'm going to be building up for a little bit. I bring another ferret in. This is just a scout on the left hand side. I know there's an Mi-28 up there somewhere. Just want to get a look at that. Silveraptor brings in an Abrams tank to support Kadafi a little bit. So Silveraptor in this game is really acting more of a support player with his Super Cobras flying around and his OH Kiowa spotting, and you'll see shortly he brings in a lot of planes as well to support this area in the middle and on the right hand side of the map, with EinBaum continually pushing to try to take control here, and me building up slowly but surely on the left hand side with my armoured attack, which will shortly come. Believe me, I'm bringing in another Challenger 1 Mark III down there, and Kadafi's continually bringing in a few units. Not really using his Celtics, can't really use them, they've got lots of flak and that up here, but they continue to push forward. Silveraptor pushes his Abrams forward, and all they've got in the way, these cheap OT 810 things, they're not very good, just a little machine gun. They've got them spread around all over the place, so they are a bit of a pain. His Kiowa takes another one out there. His Super Cobra's just going forward. I don't know whether where it quite is going there, but I imagine he'll pull that back shortly. Oh, there's another OT810 there. It's going to take out surely. It just misses with that one. Oh, and it gets taken out by those igglers. What a shame. Just move that forward a little bit too much. He does bring in a block 52 as well. That's just for a bit of air support at the back there. My challenger, which I pushed forward, spots the T55, very cheap unit, coming, just must have come just across that bridge, and it's just turned right and just going across there. And I'm just moving my ferret up and down, just trying to get a view on it because it keeps flashing in and out because it's behind the building. But as soon as that's spotted, that's going to get taken out. And you can see the challenger and the stormer both get some shots off and manage to take out those two cheap T55 tanks before they get into any sort of a position. My challenger's making its way. I think I bring some more challengers in quite soon, but in the meantime the battle continues for India on the right hand side here, with them trying to bring more units in. It's difficult for them because we have pushed quite a long way forward at this map, and they are having difficulty because they're having to bring units over these bridges to reinforce these spots, whereas these guys are keeping the pressure on. Now they do continually come over this bridge here. They've got some units into these buildings, which is a bit of a pain, but Silveraptor's got his Abrams at distance with the twin who is spotting these, so they should be able to perhaps take them out. But there are a couple of conkers here firing, so this Abrams needs to watch out. Just gets one in the face there, so takes it down a little bit. Is it gonna? Yeah, they're still moving forward. Those Brom conkers, they are a danger to this Abrams. I'm not sure if they'll do it much damage. Yes, he's down to 2 health now. It might get taken out if it gets another hit. Yeah, just gets taken out. What a shame. Meanwhile, Kadafi, he's getting a bit thin on the ground here, but most of his units are still back here defending. He is continually pushing forward. I have to admit, I haven't really pushed very much in this game. I've done a very quiet first part of the game, but I am sniping, and I just want to build and build and build. And you'll see it near. I come into this game a lot more in the middle and end when I get all my challenges and everything into position. Now I do spot this Tunguska, and I decide to get rid of it by taking my tanks up through here and around rather than exposing them, because I know they've got infantry in these buildings, and I'm just waiting till I get some infantry of my own before I storm into this building. Meanwhile, Silveraptor's remaining Super Cobra is still patrolling around, hunting around for more units to kill. And on the right hand side, EinBaum still attacking into here, and they're still trying to defend out. At last he's got into range of these igglers, which these chasseurs should take out without any problem whatsoever, we hope. Yeah, soon take those guys out. If all they've got is their main assault weapon, whereas these chasseurs will be firing with their machine gun and their FAMAS as well. Yeah, they're down to half a health each now, or 1 bar each. Oh, actually, a big bomber comes in and actually takes out the chasseurs. Oh, wow. Okay. He did actually micro them back slightly there. I just missed what came in to bomb them, but that was that was a pretty epic moment there for EinBaum. He did actually manage to save most of his chasseurs there, which was really quick thinking. Now, I have got rid, I believe, have I got rid of this Tunguska? No, I think I'm still going to find it. Unfortunately, my ferret, as well as being out of missiles now, is also almost out of petrol or fuel. And you can see Silveraptor's Super Cobra still charging up and down. I bring in a couple more units, Stormer, Challenger. I've got another Track Rapier coming in, and I bring up some resupply for my ferret as well. So the battle really still going on the right hand side here to try and take these buildings. EinBaum and Silveraptor is now supporting him with one of his Recon Bradleys, which will keep these guys in view and should do some nice damage. There's a BWRID truck there. Now hopefully this Bradley, in fact it's using its main cannon or its Bushmaster to shoot at the infantry. Just need to try and take this guy out as well. Hopefully now it's shooting at the BWR. And there's a CEV there as well from Silveraptor. These things with massive HE power. See if this can get a shot off that this motor Strelky and see how much damage they do, these motor Strelky, if the motor Strelky can stay into view. And there's a Block 52 chasing a plane away there from Silveraptor as well. But I just want to see if these CVs can get a shot off. Oh, they've lost view. What a shame. Never mind. A couple of MiGs coming in. I know Silveraptor's flying his blocks around just to try and keep those guys at bay. They're still pushing in across this bridge. being a real pain, unloading their infantry. What they're trying to do, I think, not that successfully, but what they're trying to do is retake these buildings. But you can see Silveraptor has actually managed to get a set of 2 sets of Marines with those 15 units, those 30 units in total into this building. So these guys are going to have a real problem retaking that building now, and these US Marines are going to be a pain for anything coming over that bridge. Silveraptor also brings a prog forward in which he bought these Marines, so they can use that little minigun to try to take out this infantry with the Marines. And he's also bringing in some more, a recon unit there for this building and some fire support infantry as well, just to get this little bit of area wrapped up so they can't keep pushing units across the bridge here. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I do make a move now onto I've got plenty of armor, I've got ferrets, stormers, I've got a lynx here. The lynx is sitting here just so that if anything appears in this building, it's going to use its rocket pods just to shoot out anything that appears. And there's the Mi-28 that I wanted to spot, just keep an eye on that. And I put that stormer over there just so that Mi-28 can't come across and take out my challengers. And they're still pushing forward. There's another big push from there. Well, medium push. A couple of strops this time they're bringing in, so make it a little harder for them to use the choppers to defend against that. And there are some motor stroking, and immediately the lynx opens up on them with the challenger, stuns them, so the challenger is going to take those guys out nice and easy, and the more rocket pods take them out, and there's nothing else in the buildings. I do bring forward some Saracens with some of those cheap militia infantry in, and I'm just going to plonk them in this building to defend the bridge. And then I'm going to get all my units into these trees, resupply them, and start a big push across now that I've got all my armor into position. In the meantime, though, they are still coming over that bridge, and Silveraptor's Marines, he's got some schmores here that aren't engaging at the moment. They're a little bit damaged, in fact, but hopefully, yep, he's just microed his Marines back and his schmores forward. His s'mores will do a better job, probably, I hope, against these tanks. If they can get into the building without getting shot, there we go. And they'll get a couple of shots off, take out that one immediately. They're getting hammered, though, because there are a lot of units over here. But take out another tank there and managed to survive that as well. They're down to a few health. But they took out a couple of nice units there. But I think they're going to die eventually. Now, Silveraptor then brings in a Thunderbolt as well to take out one more of their tanks. And the Thunderbolt stays on the board and goes forward for the other T-62, managed to take it out. Now what the enemy do, they bring in 2 fighters and attack that Thunderbolt immediately, which is good play. And although Silveraptor evacs his Thunderbolt, unfortunately it gets shut down, but he brings in a Block 52 and gets his revenge by taking down one of their big fighters. So a nice little trade there. I think Silveraptor probably came off, it even gets a shot on that other MiG, probably came out on top, and he brings in another Block 52, but just a little bit later. I think that was resupplying at the time. So a nice little aerial battle as well with the Thunderbolt and the 2 blocks taking out those tanks, and then a bit of and then we've got EinBaum here going in with a Mirage SF with its big bombs, just trying to slow down this push here. Manages, I think, to take out, yep, beautiful strike there by EinBaum. Takes out takes out a lot of stuff there, and then there's a Panther here sitting behind shooting, although that actually gets taken out. So they're still trying to get these, they're still fighting over these buildings on the right hand side, and they're still pushing over that bridge, and I'm still sitting there doing fuck all basically, resupplying all my tanks, taking it nice and easy, not doing too much, but I will eventually join the show in the middle, believe me. At the moment, Kadafi's bringing in his Leopard 1A5s and a couple of Leopard 2s there as well. Really nice tanks, and that should certainly put a stop to these, even against these Brom 2 Conkers and a lot of these other cheap things. They're against these Leopards, they've got Marines, they've got the Schmores here. They're not going to get these buildings back. Silveraptor's protecting with his block there as well. Now I finally decide to get my act together and push forward with all of my armour. So I've got Challenger 2, I've got a couple of Challenger Mark 1, Mark 3s, ferret spotting, plenty of AA. I'm all good for a big push across here now, and these guys should take out pretty much anything they come across, especially with Kadafi's Leopards here supporting on this side as well. So we've got them in a bit of a pincer movement, and once these guys get across here, these challengers, there's not going to be anything that can stop them. There's Silveraptor's actually dropped a big bomb on there from a Nighthawk. So he's still supporting EinBaum and everyone else on the map with his planes. And I continue to push forward with my ferret spotting for my challengers. They are a bit slow, these challengers, but they do a great job. There's an ATGM unit there taking a shot at this challenger. It only takes 2 health out, so it can't be a very powerful one. So I decide just to keep it moving forward. There's another shot there. And yeah, it hardly touches it, to be honest. And then the challengers take out those rest of those infantry there. Now finally, EinBaum, with the help of support from Silveraptor's planes, has actually managed to pretty much get control of India at last. They're sending a last chopper in there, last desperate attempt, but that's just going to get shot down by EinBaum's Mistrals here. And then the Block 52s come in to take care of, from Silveraptor, of one of their air superiority fighters. A Brom 2 comes over. It's not going to get very far, and Silveraptor has brought in one of his big Abrams to sit in this here and take out anything else that comes over. And the first thing it's going to go down. In fact, there's some units coming. It's got eyes on these guys here. I think they are probably more, yeah, they're more ATGMs. Now these Brom Conkers, they need to stop these, because if I have a quick look, they haven't got any stabilizers and they're not going to be able to fire on the move, so they're not even going to be able to shoot back at this Abrams unless they're stopped. And in fact, he stops one of them and puts it in there. I think he sees it's a pretty hopeless trying to get over this bridge. Now my challengers are coming forwards as well, going to take that Conqueror out, no problem. And I've got all my challengers and all my AA spread around now in Mike. Mike is now completely secure, and my next move is I get to bring up more tanks, of course. All I'm doing is bringing up more tanks, more AA all the time as soon as I get points. And I'm going to resupply everything. I've brought in some stalwarts to resupply everything on the front line here, so I don't have to bring choppers too close to the front line. I've got my Chinook back here as well, resupplying back here. And I'm just going to buff everything up so it's nice and ready to push across the bridge. EinBaum now settling in here, nice control of this here. They're still trying to push forward, but it's all forlorn now. That he's well dug in, and they're not going to be able to retake India. So I'm just kind of just getting everything ready for a push. Now Silveraptor sends his Hueys over on a bit of a suicide mission, as we've seen him do before, just to see what the enemy have got. And as soon as these are spotted, my challengers open up and take those guys out, no problem. It continues. Unfortunately, there's a Strop 1 there, takes out one of his twin Hueys, spots some Conkers, there's some Afghanskis there coming up, bit of anti-air, they take them back actually. They should have, maybe they're just avoiding his Abrams, I'm not sure. There's a Gazelle cannon here as well from Kadafi. We're trying to take out those Conkers. Those Conkers, of course, haven't got any defense, any anti-air defense at all. Silveraptor spots some AA and Juliet as well. So I'm ready to go forward. We know what's there now, and it's time for the challengers to move with a bit of anti-air support from the Stormers as well. So the challengers now move forward, trying to get across the bridge and try clear anything out from these trees is their next move. They spot these cheap things coming up. Stormers get a shot over there. There's some infantry in there. They're soon going to get taken out by the machine gun and the main gun of those challengers. Challenger Mark 1s. What's that HE power? Yeah, they've actually got 4 HE power on the main gun. Absolutely immense. And so have the Challengers. All the Challengers, it looks like, have got 4 HE on their main guns. Immense against infantry. And they can fire on the move as well. They're just going to devastate. There are some ATGMs in these buildings. Again, do more damage to my Challenger 2, so I've got to be careful or I'm going to lose it. There's another one there. This just got out of eyesight, so it actually went askew. But I know there's some ATGMs in here now. EinBaum is just pushing forward a little bit on the right here just to try and get some recon. In the meantime, my challengers are going forward as much as I dare. I don't want to run into a load of ATGMs because we are on sort of low health. That's on half health. That one's on just 4 bars of health left. Got to be a little bit careful. And there's another ATGM attacking actually the AMX of Kadafi. So Kadafi's pushing forward and trying to help me out now as well. And Silveraptor's continually bringing in his planes to support all over the map as well. And Kadafi's, and he's got his Abrams here that just starts to move forward as well. There's that MiG-29 you can just see at the back there. EinBaum brings out a Jaguar just to try and take out any radar AA that might be over this side. He can see me pushing forward. The blocks come out from Silveraptor again. I'm not sure if they took that plane down. I think they might have done actually. There's a puff of smoke. Yeah, I think that's it there. Yeah, take down that other jet just there. Brilliant. And the Jaguar actually manages to snipe that Tunguska that was over there. Now I continually edge forward with my challengers. Spotted some more infantry with that HE Power of 4, and another one there. They're just not going to last very long at all. Stormers come in for a bit of action and spot this unit over here through all these buildings. Not sure what it is. It looks like a very cheap kind of armoured truck or a tank or something. Probably not even worth the ammo to shoot. Strop comes across. That's not going to last long. Takes a side swipe from the Challenger on the left here. I try to bring forward my Stuarts. Once this burning stuff's got out of the way, I'll move them forward just to try to buff up my tanks a bit. I've got 3 Challengers on the move and a couple of Stormers now, so we can keep edging forward. I find the Brits are really solid at sort of just edging forward bit by bit by bit by bit in a big block. They're not so good at doing rushes, they're not so good at like storming into areas really quickly, but they're really good at just moving forward through the map, a bit of an unstoppable force. Now in the meantime, on the right hand side here, I think EinBaum is just going to start pushing forward a little bit over the bridge with the help of Silveraptor's got his Abrams just positioned just here, just for this eventuality of any units coming down over here. In the meantime, so I've got some Reamers from Kadafi just exposing these units over here. Unfortunately, my Challengers aren't in a position to shoot at those. But you can see the Bradley and the Abrams of Silveraptor here just taking anything out that it spots, and then Kadafi's moved forward his Leopards, these lovely Leopard 2s as well, which is moving forward just to take out these units coming along the road. Some spotting there from Kadafi as well with his recon unit. And EinBaum's also moving forward, so we're all edging forward now. Just spotting, taking out. They've got a lot basically of cheap units in their decks, it seems. Now I buff everything up again, bring forward my Elvis Stuarts, try to get everything as resupplied as I can before the next shove forward, bringing in another Challenger 1 Mark II, some track rapiers, bringing forward the track rapiers from back here, give us a bit of extra air cover in case they try to sort of emergency spam out a load of hot helicopters once we get close to their base. Silveraptor then continues his support on the right hand side by landing a bunch of infantry over here towards try and take out their spawn point at Kilo. And EinBaum coming forward and Kadafi, really nice teamwork here, 3 of them all closing in on Kilo. And on this side it's more sort of me and Kadafi. Kadafi's running out of units a little bit, but I've just got everything pretty much buffed up now. I'm just going to spread my tanks in a long line across here, and I'm just going to push them all forward in parallel up towards Oscar, which is going to be their last point of defense, it looks like. In the meantime, they're still bringing out all these really cheap units. They're not going to stand up to Leopard 2s and the big... Oh, actually, they've got a PHZ. Oh, they're firing a bit of artillery. I probably brought that out a little bit too late. Really, that's just to slow down the advance more than anything. Bit of napalm on the road. It's not going to do too much. There's a Jaguar flying around just trying to spot any more radar. I think all the radar AA is pretty much gone, and he's put out a Rafale as well. Very nice. So here comes Silveraptor's infantry. He's going to drop that somewhere over there. Got to be careful of this strop though, just to get stunned there, and it might take, let's just get them landed. If the AMX of EinBaum can take that out, maybe if it can get a view, because this is going to lose one here if it's not careful. And the AMX opens up on the strop. He's lost one, but the AMX hopefully will take down that strop one before Silveraptor loses another unit. Yeah, takes it out. Very nice. He lost a few units, but we'll manage to get most of these other ones. He's bringing in a lot more anyway. Get them unloaded, get them across. But the Leopards of Kadafi have managed to find the command anyway and has taken their command out. They've brought a few choppers forward, but it's all a bit too late, all a bit in vain, and Kilo goes down. So they've just got one base left now over at Oscar. I bring forward some Harriers at this point onto the right hand side just to bomb these buildings, because I know there's some infantry in there which I spotted earlier. The ATGMs, if you remember, there were some ATGMs firing across at my Challengers, so I decide just before I do my push just to try and get rid of those ATGMs, and I drop some big bombs from the Harriers, and then I'll start the push very, very shortly. So meantime, although Silveraptor's dropped all these off, it's sort of job done here now at Kilo. So it's now my turn, I hope, to push forward. I'll just speed it up a little bit. I can't remember how long it takes till I actually do. I'll just go to 2 times for a second. So they are just completely on the defensive now, really. And Challenger's just going forward. It's got its 4 HE, should be able to deal with these. It's taking a bit of punishment. It's got a stabilisation malfunction as well, unfortunately, but it's not moving, so that should be okay. And something appeared on the left there. I'm not quite sure what that is. So hopefully we'll start pushing forward into their base quite soon. Silveraptor brings up more infantry to support me in the middle, and a Nighthawk coming in there, going to bomb into these buildings somewhere. Yeah, he must have spotted some infantry in there. Takes, well, I might take something out, I'm not sure. There's another a few infantry there. Challengers will take them out. These Volksgrim Jagers have spotted them, and the challengers will just wipe them out as soon as their main gun. Now, he brings in the Mi-28 across here to try to do battle with my challengers, but I've got my Stormer here, and if he gets too close, it's going to get taken out. I bring my other Stormer forward as well. Challengers, 3 of them firing against these 2 motor Strelki. They're not going to last very long at all. So I actually put a Lynx 3 up on the left there. That's just to, it's actually hunting for, oh, that's why they moved their Mi-28, because I moved my Lynx 3 up there. The Lynx 3 with the Stinger missiles, of course. So now I finally make my push forward with my armoured brigade, and it looks like EinBaum has brought his AMXs forward, his French tanks, and is heading straight for Oscar, and I'm joining him on the way with my quite slow challengers, but they will get there eventually, and they will kill anything that gets in their way, especially with support from all their AA they've got around as well. So these infantry won't last very long in these buildings. They'll soon get taken out once they're spotted. Taking a little bit of damage, but I think we're okay. More worried about my Stormers because I want to keep my AA cover. Probably brought that one a bit too far forward. I just micro that back a little bit. Gazelle and Lynx spot these Hydras coming out, and there's also a helicopter. The Lynx should be able to deal with these choppers very, very easily, hopefully. They do bring out a plane here as well. What is that? That's after my Gazelle or my Lynxes, probably. Yeah, it's attacking the Lynx. Does it a fair amount of damage, but on its return journey, there's a Celtic there from EinBaum, takes that out nicely. So EinBaum's moving forward onto their base. I am gradually moving forward as well, just trying to buff my tanks up as we go forwards because I don't want to lose any. And then EinBaum sending his Jaguars over to Oscar, and his bombers coming in for a bombing run as well. Must be on this unit in here, surely. Yeah, going to destroy anything in these 2 with all those bombs. There we go, beautiful. I've pushed forward pretty much everything now, even the territorials, get them forward into November to try and spot the CV in there. And EinBaum is actually making great strides. He's got his Mistral in there, spotting for his AMXs, hunting for their command, which must be in these trees somewhere, and I continue going forward with the challengers. Silveraptor's getting there as fast as he can, but all his Marines are on foot now. I bring forward some more cheap infantry. I'm just basically throwing these at these buildings. We're trying to finish the game off. Have my territorial spot some infantry in here, but Silveraptor's actually got a Bradley and an Abrams over here. I didn't even see that come in, but he's got a Bradley and an Abrams, going to decimate those infantry over there. Challengers moving through the forest, taking out any resistance that there is. Spot more infantry, they're going to get taken out. My Saracens, I lose one there, but hopefully I'll unload very, very quickly, and my territorials with the challengers in support should be able to wipe out anything that they come across there. The territorials on this side doing a nice job, and EinBaum's now supporting me on the left as well. Silveraptor's brought in some Avengers that can fire on the move, so we can just run these up the road. My Lynx is going to just sneak forward just to try and find their command. It's still got 7 Hellfire missiles that it can use, and in the meantime EinBaum has got his AMXs into this forest just hunting for that command. They are desperately bringing out some more units. Still can't see the command. It's got to be in there somewhere, surely. Meanwhile, my challengers, everything's moving in. Their other command's got to be in these trees here somewhere. Just got to find those last 2 commands. Silveraptor's bringing his Bradley and his Abrams across here just to try and support a little bit as well around there. There's the command. That has got to be the command. I've got a challenger going straight for it. These Volksgrim Jagers are going to take it out. Yep, Kadafi gets that kill. So there goes the command there. And the command in Oscar, has it been taken out? It must have been. They've still got one left somewhere. We've just got to get that last command. They've got another one somewhere. Maybe they're just pulling it back into the corner. I reckon they've just pulled it back into the corner. We just need to send. I just need to send my Lynx over there really just to try and find it. And I'll just push everything forward at this stage. Everything's just going to move forward just to find that last command. bring my gazelle forward to spot as well. Just speed it up a little bit till we see it. There it is. Just there. Just sorry if I just stopped the game there. It's there. I just saw it going backwards. It's going to be in the corner. There it is. So the Apaches are going to take that out. The Apaches from Silveraptor. Silveraptor's going to get the last shots. 3 Apaches. And down it goes. GG. Very nice. So a very nice game. Showed off some of the... showed what the British deck can do, which is kind of slow and steady as far as I'm concerned. Americans much more mobile with their planes, with their nice helicopters. Silveraptor showed them off very nicely, and then EinBaum actually showed the French deck off really well and what it can do there as well, and Kadafi pushing up through the middle. Really nice team there. Really nice game. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, the links are in the description if you want to copy these decks, and please give us a like and give us a thumbs up so we can get some viewers on these videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.